Chapter 6. Hands behind your head and exit the vehicle slowly. I got pulled over this afternoon, just meters away from my house, for a completely random license check. The good news is that I'm not the brazen criminal the local police force are looking for. Who will lead me in a grand chorus of huzzah? Huzzah! I had a sneaky suspicion I might have to fish out my details halfway home from work, when the fairly obvious undercover patrol car drove past mine, then all of a sudden executed a swift turn and started following me. Of course, I was hoping he was interested in the cars behind me, but no. He weaved around them, flashed the lights, and suddenly I was less than 10 metres away from the house, sincerely hoping my car suddenly didn't decide to leak 10 litres of oil on the spot right in front of him. Now, I didn't think anything was obviously smoking or dropping bits, but with all the cars I've owned during my time driving, you never know. Just a quick license check, he said. I handed it over, and he gave my hilariously impractical Toyota Sora a quick look over. This isn't related to a Nissan Skyline by any chance, he asked. I explained that it was more akin to a Toyota Supra than a Skyline, and then had to explain why it had Lexus badges on it. A story that he nodded at while he carefully looked through the window for any explosives, contraband, firearms, spare hatchets, or Mexicans smuggled across the border. You still working on the radio? He then asked. It's always nice to meet a fan. He then took my license for a check back with the base and came back quite happy that I hadn't had a driving infraction since Danny Minogue was popular. He also explained the reason for getting me to pull over. Apparently he thought someone else was driving it. And it just so happened that the car looked very similar to one that was racing around town, complete with a lookalike driver, just like me. Maybe it's the shaved head I like to sport, coupled with a 3-day menacing facial hair. Who doesn't actually hold a current driver's license, and a list of infractions longer than your leg. Although, on closer inspection, the car he was looking for was actually more silver than gold. Or metallic beige in my case, and more like a Skyline, evidently. But the career criminal he was looking for might have stolen it, so it paid to check, just in case. He handed back my license, wished me well, and I drove the Sora all of 10 metres up the road into my driveway. People give the police a hard time, but I have no problem with them whatsoever, especially when I see them doing checks to catch people being unsafe on the roads. And if that happens to be a quick look at my license, then so be it. I can count the times this has happened to me on one hand, and still have enough fingers to flash the peace sign. From now on, though, I best be careful. If I look like a dangerous criminal and drive a vehicle very similar to the criminal class of this town, then it's only a matter of time before I go shopping, only to find the riot squad armed with heavy weapons surrounding me on the way back to the car park. Chapter 6. Hands behind your head and exit the vehicle slowly.